Richard, what the hell is going on? I just came home to see some random woman waiting on the porch only for her to tell me that she's pregnant with your baby and that you're leaving me for her? Richard?
What? In case you can't tell, I'm actually dealing with a really bad situation right now, so I don't need you yelling at me as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know, when my husband's pregnant mistress confronts me on the porch of my home, I thought that perhaps I would be able to actually confront my husband about it and get some answers. How silly of me. I should have known that you would just instantly go to that random woman's side and that you would expect me to say nothing at all.
Look, it's not like I planned for this to happen. I never wanted you to find out, especially not with Tracy coming to the house to tell you that she's pregnant with my baby. I mean, how bad does this make me look? All the neighbors will know and they'll start gossiping with whoever they can find. I'm gonna look like a complete moron for getting my girlfriend knocked up whilst I'm married.
Oh no, what a shame. I honestly don't care what you planned, Richard, or whether or not you wanted me to find out. The fact of the matter is that apparently you've been cheating on me with this woman, and now she's pregnant.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to sort out. I'm trying to fix everything so that it doesn't interfere with us.
Oh, there is not an us anymore. That ship sailed the moment you decided to go and sleep with another woman.
What are you going on about? You're my wife. We're married. You have to stay with me.
No, I really don't. I'm in the process of looking up how to get a divorce right now. I want nothing to do with you anymore. I mean, you think you look bad to the neighbors? I'm the naive idiot who didn't know her husband was cheating on her until his mistress literally shoved it in my face.
Well, I mean...
There's no getting out of this for you, Richard. We are so over.
You can't do that. Only the man can make that decision, and I'm not letting you get a divorce. I simply refuse. I won't sign any papers or anything.
Well, Richard, it's a good thing we don't live in the 1950s anymore, isn't it?
1950s? God, Sophie, there's no reason for you to be so sarcastic. I'm not trying to be rude to you, am I?
Refusing to sign divorce papers and trying to keep me hostage in a relationship with you? A cheating, selfish asshole? Yeah, I'd call that being pretty rude. But it doesn't matter. Even if you don't sign the divorce papers, I could just take you to court and have them end the marriage.
They wouldn't do that, would they?
If there's due cause for them to end it, yeah, the judge can legally terminate a marriage. And I think the fact that you've cheated on me and it's resulted in a baby with the other woman is a good enough reason for the marriage to be ended.
God, all you do is keep going on and on about that stupid baby.
Because that baby is proof that you've been unfaithful to me. And just FYI, probably not the best move to call your unborn child stupid. It really doesn't show good parenting skills.
I don't care. This is my child, not yours. I don't understand why you're getting so upset over everything. It's none of your business.
I think I'm allowed to feel angry and upset at the fact that I just discovered my husband has been cheating on me. And none of my business? That's laughable. This directly affects me and Kiara.
That's another thing. You can't divorce me because we have Kiara. We can't expect her to choose between her parents. It's not fair to her, and I'm not rearranging my schedule on a weekly basis just so that she can come and see you.
Well, you've not got any reason to worry then, because our daughter has chosen to stay with me.
What? You told her what was going on? How could you do that? Are you really that petty that you'd manipulate my own daughter against me?
I didn't tell her anything. Your girlfriend wasn't particularly quiet when she came to confront me, and Kiara was able to hear everything through the front door. And considering she's 13 years old, she's old enough to decide for herself what's right and what's wrong, and who she wants to be with.
So, that's it? You're not even gonna tell her my side of the story?
What is your side of the story? You cheated on me. That's it. But if you want to try and talk to her, then you can. You are her father. Just don't be surprised if she doesn't want to talk or listen to you. Just because you're her dad doesn't mean you get an automatic pass to act however you want. Kiara knows that what you've done is wrong, and she will deal with you how she sees fit. And if you even think about trying to guilt trip her or put any of your wrongdoings onto her, then you will have me to answer to. Do you understand?
What are you, her prison guard?
I'm her mom. And I will protect my daughter from harm, which includes emotional harm as well.
Well, she's gonna have a little brother or sister soon, so you can't stop her from meeting them and forming a bond with them.
Of course I wouldn't do that, if that is indeed what Kiara decides she wants to do. I mean, it's not the baby's fault that you and your girlfriend are both idiots. The child never asked to be born, so there's no reason to blame it for everything. This mess isn't the baby's fault. It's yours.
Well, maybe if you actually bothered to give me some attention every once in a while, this wouldn't have happened. Maybe I wouldn't have gone looking for someone better, someone who will actually treat me right, instead of you who's only interested in your stupid job and Kiara. How about showing your husband a little bit of love, huh?
Oh my god. You sound like such a toddler. I told you that my job would be taking up a little bit more of my time at the moment, as I have just been promoted. As well as that, Kiara is our daughter, and so she deserves attention and help, as being a teenager can be quite difficult. So I'm sorry if you felt as if I was ignoring you or whatever, but that isn't a reason or justification for going behind my back and sleeping with someone else. If you truly felt like that, then you should have talked to me. I mean, how could you do something so horrible to me?
Well, I mean, is it really that difficult to understand why?
What do you mean?
Fine, I'll spell it out for you. You're just so incredibly boring and dull, and that would be okay if I was actually able to use the money you earned to go and do whatever I wanted with it, but you spend it all on stupid things, like the house and your car and Kiara. There's never any left for me to have fun with. So, I mean, honestly, what kind of idiotic man would I be if I didn't go and find my own entertainment, free of charge? It's really not that big of a deal. Lots of men do it. You really should have seen this coming.
If you hate me so much, why did you bother agreeing to marry me in the first place?
Well, I thought that maybe you would rise in the ranks of your job to a high-paying position, then I could have the lifestyle I want, but even though you've been promoted, I still don't see a single penny of your wage.
So you were literally only with me for the money?
Yeah, pretty much.
You are seriously unbelievable. After everything I've done for you, I have worked so incredibly hard to build a home for our family, to earn the money needed to make sure that we never went without anything. Being a good mother to our daughter, who means the world to me, being a good wife to you, and yet you decided to throw it all away. And for what? Some quick night with a cheap woman? Well, fine. You can live with that mistake. Me and Kiara will live our lives free of you, and I will do everything I can to make sure Kiara never feels unloved.
I don't think so. Kiara's my daughter too, so if I have to fight you for custody, I will.
Well, you'll be in for a big fight then. I'll happily take you to court over this. I guess we'll have to see what happens. Until then, you can move out of my home. I'll keep Kiara here as it's a more stable environment than whatever random girl you end up with.
I don't think you're keeping the house. I am.
Actually, I'm the one who has been paying the mortgage and all of the bills. So, it's actually mine.
I don't think so. The courts will definitely side with me on this one, especially considering I'll have custody of Kiara as well. You know, being a man and all, they'll know that I'm the better choice for Kiara to be raised by. They'll let me keep the house so that she doesn't have to move, and you'll continue to pay for it.
You really think they'll do that?
I'll certainly push for it. I know that.
You're a horrible man, and I can't believe I didn't see it before. All those years trying to please you and make you happy, and you couldn't have cared less about me. Do you even care about Kiara at all? Or is she just some sort of prize to be won to you?
Of course I do. Anyway, let's face it, you're not the brightest crayon in the pack, are you?
Huh?
I've been cheating on you with Tracy for at least 4 months now, and you didn't even notice. It's kinda sad, really.
4 months?
Yup, that's right. Tracy just gets me. Better than you, anyway.
Whatever. I don't even care anymore. I'll put all of your things on the sidewalk at some point. If you want them, you better be quick to get them.
You can't do that! That's my home!
No, actually, it isn't. It stopped being your home the minute you cheated on me and betrayed Kiara.
Oh, whatever. I'll be by later to get my things. I suppose the one good thing out of all this is that I finally get to be rid of you.
I feel exactly the same way about you.
Ugh, whatever. Just know that this isn't over. The courts will decide who gets custody of Kiara.
Then I'll fight as hard as I can to try and gain full custody of her. She'd be better off without me than you and whatever woman you decided to be with that week.
Whatever. I've got a pregnant girlfriend to deal with right now, so I'm done humoring you.
Seriously, Richard? It's been 3 months since the divorce hearing and since I won full custody of Kiara, and you have yet to pay me a single alimony check? Kiara is your daughter as well, and you have a duty as her father to help out in raising her.
I don't care what the court said. I'm not giving you a single penny. I need this money for my new baby that Tracy's having. Do you know how expensive babies are? There is no way that I can give you money for Kiara. Besides, Kiara's 13 now. She doesn't need me babying her. She's old enough to be fine without me. And anyway, you wanted full custody of her, so you should have to raise her by yourself.
Seriously, Richard? You're just going to abandon your daughter like that? How could you do that to her? Kiara is still your daughter. Don't you love her?
Of course I love her. I just don't have time for her right now. I've got other things to deal with. My new baby is gonna need me to be a good father.
Kiara needs you to be a good father as well.
Blah, blah, blah. I don't have the money to give some to both Kiara and my new baby. So Kiara is gonna have to just get by with whatever you're able to earn. Got it?
And is that seriously how you feel? That's what you're going to go with?
Yes, it is. So just get over it already.
Fine. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Oh, I'm so scared. You're nothing but talk, Sophie. You're not gonna do anything, and we both know it. So just leave me alone and go live your pathetic little life.
Uh-huh.
Sophie, how could you do this to me? You seriously got the police involved simply because I wouldn't give you the alimony money?
Well, yeah, of course I did. I mean, after all, it is against the agreement of our divorce settlement, which means that you are technically breaking the law by not providing for your daughter.
But I told you that I can't afford to give money to both Kiara and raise my new baby. Plus, Tracy really doesn't want me spending money that she believes belongs to the new baby, as it's gonna need a lot of things in order to raise it properly.
Well, that's not my problem. Perhaps you should have thought about all of this before you went and cheated on me and got your girlfriend pregnant, huh?
I didn't plan for this to happen.
Well, that's obvious. You're not smart enough to do that. But it still doesn't negate the fact that you need to provide for your daughter.
Look, just call the police off, okay? I can't pay you and that's that.
Perhaps you could use some of that money you siphoned out of my bank account to pay the child support?
Huh? What do you mean?
Don't play dumb. I know you stole from me. So you can either pay me what you owe, or I can tell the police and have you arrested for theft. Your choice.
But...
Look, I really don't have the time nor the patience to deal with you right now. All I'm trying to do is make sure that Kiara is provided for. She's the only thing that matters to me. And just because you got another woman pregnant does not mean you don't still have a responsibility to your daughter. If I have to make sure you fulfill that responsibility, then so be it. So, if the money isn't in my account by the end of the day, I'll be contacting the police and having you arrested, understood?
Fine, I'll give you the stupid money.
Thank you. And just a warning, if you actually want to have a relationship with Kiara, you might want to actually bother to pick up a phone and talk to her. Otherwise, you're going to lose her. See you, Richard. Oh, and don't forget the alimony goes in once a month until Kiara's 18.
Yeah, I know.
Just double checking. Anyway, goodbye, Richard. Good luck with your new baby. I hope you're a better father to it than you are to Kiara. After that conversation, I am happy to say that Richard has kept true to his word and has given me the alimony money for Kiara every month. However, that's as far as his interactions with us go. Whilst I am not bothered in maintaining a relationship with him, Kiara was upset the first few months that he didn't reach out to her and visit her. However, I am talking her through how she feels, and we are getting through it together. She truly is one amazing little girl. As for Richard, I heard that his girlfriend gave birth to a baby boy. However, she is so incredibly demanding and expects Richard to do everything for her. I think she also might be cheating on him. However, their relationship is none of my business. I'm just happy to finally feel free again. Remember, don't settle for someone who treats you like rubbish. You deserve so much better.
Felicity, where are you? The funeral's about to begin. If you don't hurry up and get here, then I'm gonna be completely humiliated. You can't just not show up. So stop whatever it is that you're doing right now and get to this funeral. Honestly, as my wife, you should know better than to do this to me.
About that. Sorry, but I'm not going to the funeral.
What? But you have to come. This is my dad's funeral. Your father-in-law. Can't just miss it. I demand you get here right now.
Well, actually, considering that none of your family actually like me and they all told me that they didn't want me to go to the funeral, I don't think I have to go at all.
They did what?
Yeah, I was talking to them yesterday and that's what they all said.
Well, I didn't hear anything. When did they say that to you anyway? I mean, I was with you and my family the entire time yesterday, and I don't remember them saying anything like that to you. To be honest, I think you're just making it all up. You just can't stand not being the center of attention, can you?
Well, first of all, that's not true at all, and you know it. Secondly, of course you wouldn't remember. You were already blackout drunk before the evening had even started. I'm surprised you can remember anything at all from that day. I mean, I'm pretty sure that by that point you had passed out on your mom's sofa and were fast asleep. You wouldn't remember anything your family said to me because you weren't even conscious when they did.
Well, that just supports me even more.
What? How?
Because you simply could have just made those accusations up, thinking that I would never know because I wasn't awake. You're just trying to alienate me from my family to have me all to yourself. And to think that you would act in such a callous and selfish way on the day of my father's funeral. Honestly, who do you think you are?
I'm not lying, and I'm not making anything up. Your family told me that they wish that I had never married you and that they didn't want me anywhere near your father's funeral. Your mom even told me that she can't wait for us to get divorced because she absolutely hates spending time with me. She couldn't stand the fact that your dad and I got along really well. She was jealous and told me that since Jerry was no longer around, I had no business going around to her house or spending any time with her and the rest of your family. She basically told me to get lost and never speak to anyone in your family again. So, that's what I'm doing. I left your mom's house early this morning before anyone else was up, so that I wouldn't have to interact with anyone. I've gone back home and I won't be attending your father's funeral, even though I would have loved to have said my goodbyes to the only man I have ever been able to call a father figure. God knows my own dad wasn't any good.
Yes, well, it seems as if it's your own fault that you won't be able to honor my dad in his final moments.
What? Have you not been listening to a word that I've said? It was your family who drove me out of the funeral.
I know that, but you must have done something to make them so mad that they would kick you out of the funeral. They wouldn't do that just on a whim, so you must have upset them somehow. Maybe if you apologize to them, then they'll let you visit them? Obviously, you won't be able to come to the funeral now as you won't make it in time, but you could always come to the wake. Just bring my brother, my sister, and my mom a gift to say you're sorry. Actually, you should probably grab me something as well, as compensation for making me look stupid to everyone else at the funeral. I mean, I look like a loser who can't get a wife because you're not here. You really owe me big time for stitching me up like this.
I'm not going to buy anyone anything. I've done nothing wrong. Your family are the ones who were cruel and unnecessarily mean to me, so they're the ones who should be apologizing. As for not coming to the funeral, I can't believe that you're so selfish that you're more bothered about how you look and how I've been made to feel so horrible.
Well, I can't mollycoddle you every time something hurts your feelings. I'd get nothing done all day. Besides, you have to admit that this is partly your fault.
How is this my fault?
Well, you were pretty close to my dad. It was like you were trying to monopolize his time whenever you went to visit. I mean, I get that your dad left you when you were 7 years old, but that doesn't mean you get to steal mine. That's probably why my family's annoyed with you.
I didn't monopolize anyone's time. No one was bothered about your dad whilst he was alive. Neither you, your siblings, or your mom cared about what he had to say, and you all often complained that he was boring and that he should be quiet because someone else was talking or you were watching the TV. The only reason any of you are bothered about how close I was to your dad is because he's dead. You all feel guilty that you hardly spent any time with him, and you want to blame me for your horrible behavior when he was alive.
That's not true. I love talking to my dad. I just couldn't do it that often because you were always taking up all of his attention.
Uh-huh, sure. And I'm guessing you don't care at all about his will and what he might have possibly left you? and that you're not worrying that because of your rude and disrespectful behavior, he might not have left you anything at all?
Oh, please, I'm his son. Of course he's left me something in his will. He wouldn't just leave his family with nothing. He did love us, you know.
Well, with how you treated him, I wouldn't be surprised if he thought that you and the rest of your family hated him. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who ever took the time to talk to your dad and get to know him properly.
Don't act as if you knew my dad better than me. He raised me. I knew him much better than you ever could.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay then. What was his favorite meal?
Huh?
His favorite meal. What was it? Come on, it's not that hard of a question. Especially if you knew your dad as well as you say you did.
Well, that's just ridiculous. That's a stupid question. What would that even prove? I don't need to answer some stupid question to prove that I knew my dad.
Uh-huh. It was chicken stir-fry. He liked how healthy it was, how he could customize it with different vegetables and sauces, and even thought it was technically the same dish every time. It would taste different, making it exciting and fresh each time he had it.
You're just making that up.
I'm really not.
Yes, you are. You know I can't check if what you're saying is true, so you've probably made it all up just to make me look bad.
I really haven't. Also, I've just noticed the time. Have you been texting through your dad's funeral?
And it's not like anything interesting is happening. I've sung the hymns when I've had to and stuff. Besides, he's not going anywhere, is he?
Wow. And you say that you and the rest of your family wanted to spend more time with him.
Are you seriously judging me right now? Honestly, for a wife, you really don't tick off all of the good criteria, do you?
And what's that supposed to mean?
Well, for starters, you're supposed to listen to your husband and do whatever they tell you to, which you clearly don't do. You should also do all the cooking and cleaning.
Have we gone back to the 1950s all of a sudden? I mean, honestly, I'm not just someone that you can order around and have follow your every command and whim. We live in the 21st century, in case you haven't noticed. And thankfully, women have fought long and hard enough that they can have their own lives and opinions, and they can do whatever they want, regardless if a man says they should or shouldn't.
Ugh, don't go on to me with all that feminist rubbish. I really can't be bothered with it all.
Well, like it or not, I'm an independent woman and I won't be ordered around like a maid.
Whatever, I'm going now. The funeral is finally over, so I'm gonna go and get drunk with my family at the wake. Don't bother messaging me because I won't answer. In fact, I probably won't be home tonight, or if I am, it will be very early in the morning. So don't bother waiting up for me.
Fine, I won't.
Great. Now, goodbye. Whilst I'm gone, why not try and make yourself useful and do some housework or something?
Uh-huh. Whatever.
Ugh, Felicity. Oh, where are you? I need some water and some aspirin. Bring some to me.
Oh, Lawson, you're finally awake. With how drunk you were last night, I wasn't sure whether you'd be waking up before the afternoon today.
I really don't have time for your annoying sass today. Just bring me my drink and aspirin. I've got a horrible headache.
Yes, I thought that you'd be feeling a bit rough today. But sadly for you, I'm not in, so you'll have to grab your own drink and tablets.
What? Where are you? You should be here to do as I need you to.
I'm out. You're a big boy. You got yourself into that state, so you can get yourself out of it as well.
Why are you so heartless? Don't you care that your husband is in pain and needs help?
Well, like I said, I can't get you anything because I'm out. You can either get it yourself or you can wait until I get back, though I don't know when that will be.
Fine, I'll get it myself. Seriously, Felicity?
What?
What do you mean, what? You were home all day yesterday and you couldn't even be bothered to do some cleaning? What kind of wife are you that you don't even tidy the house a little bit?
The house isn't that messy. I mean, sure, I didn't do a deep clean yesterday, but I think that's okay considering I was also in mourning for my father-in-law.
That's just an excuse. You didn't come yesterday and you can't even handle the dishes? What were you doing all this time?
I was looking into your mysterious girlfriend.
Huh?
Oh, didn't think I knew about that, did you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Really? Well, Jessica will be disappointed that you've forgotten her so easily, especially considering that you've been seeing her for the last few months. She'll be truly heartbroken. But I suppose the best thing for me to do is to let her know that you don't know who she is and that you want nothing to do with her.
No, wait, don't tell her anything. How would you even tell her that anyway?
How? Well, I'm sitting right next to her. That's how.
What?
Oh, you definitely weren't expecting that, lol.
What do you mean you're sitting next to her? How do you even know where she is?
She wasn't that difficult to find. I mean, you work with her, for God's sake. It wasn't exactly rocket science. Although I will admit that it's quite curious how she had no clue about me, almost like you never mentioned that you were married to her at all. Imagine her surprise when I walked up to her and introduced myself as your wife.
I can't believe you've done that. You've just ruined everything.
And what do you mean by that?
Well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? I was going to collect the money from my dad's will and then divorce you so that I could spend the rest of my life with Jessica. She's better than you in every way. She's prettier, funnier, and she listens much better than you ever have.
She is also very smart.
Huh?
Well, since finding out that you were married, she's decided to cut you off completely and not have anything to do with you ever again. She said that if you are willing to lie to her about something like that, what else would you lie to her about? She wants to be in a relationship with someone who respects her and who will treat her right, not someone who will cheat on her the minute another woman comes along.
I would never do that.
You did to me.
That's different. You were boring and hard-headed, and to be honest, you've let yourself go quite a bit.
Excuse you, I have not let myself go.
You're bigger than when we first got together.
By, like, a few pounds.
Still.
Wow, I can't believe you.
How did you find out about Jessica anyway?
Well, the other day, when your family were so kindly telling me how they felt about me, your mom let it slip that she couldn't wait for you to divorce me and marry your new girlfriend. Thanks to that, I was able to go through all of your emails and old messages on your laptop and discover everything.
What? That was my private laptop. You shouldn't be snooping on it.
Oh well. Oh, and I've made a copy of all your infidelity so that I can show my lawyers. You'll be owing me a lot of money come our divorce. I'll make sure that I get the proper compensation I deserve for having to put up with your horrible attitude for the last 2 years of our marriage.
You can't do that.
Actually, I can.
Well, at least you won't be able to touch my inheritance. That's the law, you know. My inheritance is safe because it was given to me. And with you gone and my inheritance giving me a load of money, I'll be able to get any woman I want. I don't need either you or Jessica. Who wants a stuck-up cow anyway?
Ah, yes, that would be true. If you were given any inheritance, that is.
What are you on about?
Well, earlier today I had a meeting with the person who executed the will. They said that your father left pretty much everything to me, apart from a nominal amount for your mother so that she could look after herself.
What? You're lying!
I'm really not. Apparently your dad was so fed up with yours and your siblings' behavior towards him, and towards other people in general, that he thought none of you deserved anything from him. You all were always rude and sometimes cruel to him, that he didn't want to give you anything. I was the only one who was ever kind to him and actually bothered to listen to him and spend time with him. He said in his will that because of that, he wanted to make sure I was looked after when he was gone, and I was divorced from you. I guess he knew what you were doing and didn't agree with it.
You can't do this to me. I'll take you to court over this. Just you wait and see. You won't see a penny of that will. It belongs to me and my family.
Actually, it doesn't. Like it or not, the will is official and it has to be honored. Maybe now you'll try and change your horrible behavior to be a bit more kind and empathetic. Who knows? It might even make your life better for you.
Don't be so patronizing to me. I'm your husband, so legally I get half of everything you own, including money.
You won't be my husband for much longer. Besides, even if we have to split assets evenly, it's like you said, inheritance doesn't get taken into account. You won't get any of it.
But that's not fair. I don't deserve this. He was my dad.
Well then, maybe you should have been a better son towards him. Anyway, me and my new friend Jessica are going to go and enjoy a nice little spa day where we can share hilarious stories about you and laugh at how lucky we are to be rid of you. See you for the divorce. Oh, and don't bother trying to message me anymore. I'm blocking you. See ya.
No, get back here, Felicity. You can't just go like that. We need to talk this through. We can still make this work.
The only reason you want us to work is so you can have access to my money. I'm not stupid. and it's not going to work. I want nothing to do with you anymore. Have a nice life because I know I will. After that, I went ahead with the divorce, and before long, I was finally free of Lawson and his horrible family. Of course, when they all found out that they weren't left even a penny in the will, they were incredibly angry. But there was nothing that they could do, and by that point, I'd already moved to a completely new area to enjoy my newfound freedom. I really miss my father-in-law, but I am forever grateful to him for what he's done for me. I will always remember him for the amazing man he was.